It was kind of crazy. I'd gone to see the band Molly Llama during Snowdown. And I'd been looking for a new favorite band, and then the next day it just kind of hit me. They're all pretty cute. I've been flirting with them a lot the night before, but it should be noted there are easier ways to hit on a girl than going 25 miles an hour at a crosswalk. Drive a great truck, not a great bass line, but either way they swept me off my feet. They hit me with their truck, if you're not with me. It was crazy. I do kind of blame myself. I do, because I saw them coming, and I figured they would stop in time, so, I just gave them that smile that every white person is genetically predisposed to do. So they probably hit me on purpose. It was crazy. They were really sweet, though, honestly, other than hitting me with the truck, Like, they told me I'm the nicest girl they've ever hit. So when I'm not getting hit by motor vehicles, recently I went skinny dipping. It's my first time. It was really fun. My friend told me it was a super secluded area. And I was like, okay. It was in the Animus, too. And it was sometime after the mine spill. I'm feeling really lucky to have not come out looking like Donald Trump, So we think it's super secluded, and we're skinny dipping, and then we find out it's not, because a truck pulls up a few feet away. So we run out and get dressed as quickly as we can. My friend's having some trouble, so she's like, Allie, you're gonna have to go up there and distract them. I'm like, okay. I'm an improviser, I'm a spontaneous girl, I got it. So I run into these three guys and I realize I haven't thought of anything to say. I've just been trying to cover the fact that I'm breathing so heavily, So I run into these three guys and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So people say, follow your heart, Go with your gut. I do the first thing I can think of, which is to go, there's no business-like show. I don't know, because I thought it would at least distract them. I was wrong. They were really into musical theater, so they started singing with me. We see my friend naked. That's the time I failed at a really basic task. So, to program for the rest of my eventual failures, which there's gonna be a lot, I'm a shit show. So, to program for those, I've thought of a couple backup plans. And they're mostly centered around punny business names. So the first one I'm thinking would be a popular taco shop called Taco the Town. And then there's Curry On. None of your business. Little did they know. I'm thinking a pho shop for millennials called Buddy. And then a landscaping business called I Don't Want No Shrubs. I like the... I'm sorry, I'm laughing at how hard my mom was laughing at those two Oh, I just can't help it. They're so funny. Oh my God. She's from Arkansas. I don't know why I imitated her. No, they're great. My parents are here tonight. Actually, and my dad. They're great. They always taught me, never never drink, never smoke, never do drugs. Literally none of that worked, but I'm really close to my family, especially my grandma. She's so sweet. She lives in Arkansas. She's only left Arkansas once, and it was to come see us in Colorado 2 months ago. It was really exciting. It was great because I could tell it had an impact on her, you know? So the first thing she said to me after she got off the plane was, Allie, will you take me to one of those Colorado pot shops? And I was like, shit, yeah, Grandma! So we get my grandma some edibles, and she has never smoked pot in her life. She's never gotten high. So she's never gotten high. So she takes the edible, and I leave for a bit, and I come back, and I find Grandma just... And I was like, girl, you good? And she was like, these have been with me since kindergarten. These are my hands. And I was like, Grandma's high as fuck. That was a really rewarding experience for me. Grandma made me go to church a lot when she was in town, which I feel okay about because I usually go to church most Sundays, believe it or not. I do, but I drink a lot, like I said, like to the point that my blood type is basically AA, you know? So Sunday mornings are never my best, you know? And, so a few Sundays ago, I was like, you know what, I'm still gonna go to church even though I'm really hungover. So I throw on a skirt and I run to church, you know? And I get there and everybody's staring at me, and I know I look hungover, but I don't think it's that bad, you know? And so I'm like being a self-obsessed millennial, like, haters don't hate us because they ain't us. And so I keep going through the service. People are still staring, so I'm like, I'm gonna leave at communion, you know, I'm a bounce. And I'm walking up to the altar, and people are looking at me as if I was wearing like a Hail Satan shirt, you know? So I look down to make sure I'm not wearing that shirt today. And when I look down, I see my skirt goes to here. There's still a dick drawn in Sharpie that goes to right there. Which is debatably worse than a Hail Satan t-shirt. And I want to be clear, it was a dick. Like, it wasn't a penis. Like, it was a fucking dick with like hair and balls and veins. Like, it was a dick. So, at that point, I just kind of left because Jesus couldn't help me that day. I found faith in something else, you know, because I obviously can't go back to church for a while. I have found faith in The Bachelor because I watched that shit religiously. Who just yelled Nick sucks? True that, girl! Oh man, it started as a drinking game, okay? So we drink every time somebody cried or said they were there for the right reasons, you know? And then it progressed pretty quickly. Last week I found myself watching it alone, sober, with a rose in my hand and tears in my eyes. Like, it's real. One week, you know, I'm talking about how desperate you would have to be to apply to be on that show. Next week, I'm realizing I haven't left my room in 3 days because I'm trying to perfect my application to be on that show. So, oh man, the application is a lot of what you'd think. You know, it's like, what do you want in a man? You know, like, what didn't work in your past relationships? Why do you want to be on this show? You know, like average stuff. But the next question was, what's your annual salary? Which I thought was kind of weird, and I don't know the answer because I know it would make me sad to find out. So I just wrote down, I'm not really sure, but one of the most recommended pages on my laptop is the Wells Fargo overdraft protection page. Oh man. Yeah, so that's sad because it's true. One of the other questions was, what's your special talent? And I was like, shit yeah, got this. I can talk with my mouth closed. But not in like a cool I was about to say cool ventriloquist. That's never been said before. Not in a ventriloquist way. My mom in high school was like, Allie, do the dishes. And, you know, I'm an angsty teen, so I was like, no, I don't want to do the dishes. And she's like, no, I'm sorry, bitch, do the dishes. And I'm like, no. And she says, Allie, if you open your mouth again, you're grounded. And I said, thrive in The Bachelor. I do have a plan. Because, you know, the way The Bachelor works is 30 women get out of a limo, like, one by one, and they each, like, meet The Bachelor and, you know, go on their way. Like, this season, somebody called the Hogs, another girl wore what was debatably a dolphin costume.
Shark.
Yeah, we're on the same page here. So, I have a plan. I'm gonna get out of that limo wearing one of my colonial nightgowns. I'm gonna give him that white people smile. And I'm gonna say to him the most romantic thing I can think of. Okay, well, if you don't find anybody better, I gotta